afternoon. Welcome to this tutorial. This tutorial is going to be about assigning your MIDI controller to MainStage. So today we just got a simple setup, 2 faders, 2 buttons for previous and next in our patch list, and then an output indicator that'll show us the levels of our instruments when we get into the edit screen. Right now we're in layout, and we're going to talk about assigning your keyboard and assigning your controllers to different functions within MainStage. So to assign your keyboard, or to assign any control on your keyboard, first let's assign the keys. So we're gonna click on the keys here, and then we're gonna press assign, and then we're gonna play the keys. So it's assigning currently. I mean, it was already assigned on my computer, but we're assigning the keyboard. So mine's called MPK 261. That's the version of the Kai keyboard controllers that I use, and so that's assigned. And then we're going to assign our 2 faders, one being piano pad. So I'm just going to do the first fader, and then I'm going to do the pad fader. So I don't even have to unclick the assign button. And if I switch to a different fader, I can have it be controlled by other faders as well. But so basically, I've assigned, the pad, and I've assigned the piano to those 2. Now let's assign the previous and next buttons. Same process. You can just press assign. I could literally just click through all of these and press the necessary things to assign, but I'm going to assign the next button here, and I've actually selected the press and release for the button. So when I get into, well, it keeps resetting actually because it's because the keyboard controller is sending signal to here that's saying I want to do an alternated value. But after we finish assigning, we'll do press and release on both of these buttons, even though it's switched to alternating value. The press and release function is helpful because once we get into our edit screen, you'll see what I mean. Whoops, press and release. So let's go over into edit. We've assigned our 3 buttons, and so now we got to assign them to the patches. I'm at the concert level here, and so first let's assign our previous and next buttons, because those will never change on anything within the concert. We always want to be able to select our patches. So right down here in the actions menu, and in next patch under actions, that's how we can assign it to. Click to the next patch if we have one. I'm just going to duplicate this piano patch and call it piano 2. So back at the concert level, let's do the previous button, and in actions, we're going to click previous patch. So, and you don't actually have to do anything with the map parameters or anything like that, but let's also assign the output. So we're going to go into to output here, and we're going to go into this output 1 and 2, and we're going to select the level because that's the locked function. So we don't want it to show where the volume is. We want it to show where the output level is for that. With master, you actually don't have an option for that, so it's best to assign it to the output 1 and 2. Now, if you had like outputs 3 and 4 or 5 and 6, depending on how many outputs you need for MainStage, you could set up different output indicators by duplicating this in your workspace here. So let's go into the piano patch. Right now we've got a piano, just a standard Steinway Grand from MainStage. And then we've got this Sky Shimmer, which is a patch from Peter James at Hillsong. It's got a wide sweep on the mod wheel, a nice big shimmer reverb on the back end of there. So if we're in here, we need to assign both of these levels or faders to control the piano and the pad. So what we can do is we can select within the layout and within the patch level, we can select this piano fader and click into volume, and I actually have it already selected here and assigned, but we're going to click on the instrument, big piano, and then we're going to click on volume. And the same we're going to do for Sky Shimmer. Select up in the workspace, press Sky Shimmer and volume, and over here we can actually control the range max and the saved value and the minimum value. Minimum is always good at -infinity, just so we can turn everything off if we want to with our faders. We can just go completely south with both of them. Today I've set up the saved values on the piano to be 0 and then a little bump of 2 dB for the max in case it needs to poke through the mix. And then for the pad, I've leveled this out with the mod wheel closed or the filter closed to have a range max and a save value of the same. So I would be controlling the closeness of the sound. If I can go to 3.5 here, you can hear the pad there in the back, and then I can control how much shimmer I want with that. And if I need less piano, I can just go take the piano out and whatnot. So that's how I can control that. So yeah, that's pretty simple explanation for a setup of assigning your MIDI controller and assigning the actual faders and buttons within the workspace.